guys, it is Cleshawn and welcome back to my channel. Oh my gosh, it has been a crazy few weeks. It was crazy busy. Like I said in my last video, I just knew that I wasn't gonna have time to do anything, and sure enough, I did not. But things have finally been slowing down, so I was able to just sit my butt down and start filming, and here I am, and I'm so glad that I'm finally here. So instead of like, you know, doing a cliffhanger like I kind of did in my last video, which honestly I don't like, I hate when people do that, I decided for this video that I would just give it all the way up front and let you guys know that I was moving to Sweden. Now I know some of you guys were guessing in the last video what my news was going to be, and I feel like a lot of you thought that I was going to say I was pregnant, but let me tell you now, I am not, and I do not plan on getting pregnant anytime soon. Anywho, this video is about my move to Sweden that's gonna be happening really freaking soon. So I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about that, how that's come about and how it's just gonna all work out. I'm sorry, my energy is so low right now. You can see my eyes, they're just like so low. 1 second. Trash guy. So yeah, just excuse the low energy. I still have a smile on my face. I'm still pretty happy. I'm just freaking exhausted. But anywho, you're probably wondering, why Sweden? Why the heck did you choose that place? Well, first of all, my husband is Swedish, so it's not necessarily like super random. But for me, it's always been a goal of mine to live in Europe. So when I was about 17 or 18, I actually applied to several universities in England and I got accepted, but you know, I was on my own. I didn't have parents to like really support me and pay for my college tuition, so I had to make, you know, the big girl decision of not going into student debt for 100 grand, you know, and having to pay back double that when it was time to start paying back the student loans, you know. And I was very proud of myself for making that decision. Even though it hurt, I definitely cried a bit. But the good thing is I had already applied to a local college, which was FITM, which is a fashion school, if you don't know, in Los Angeles. So even though that school was still very expensive, I decided to go there and pursue fashion, which obviously has always been an interest of mine. So they at the time only had 2-year programs. They do now have a 4-year program, but I knew that after 2 years that I would definitely need to still get a bachelor's degree. So at that point I thought, well, oh, maybe I can go to England now. It's gonna be cheaper. I won't have to take out so much, you know, student loan. But since I had already taken out a lot of loans for FITM, I was still gonna be in the same boat. So I just decided to just go ahead and scrap the idea of moving to Europe for college and just do all of my university in the States. I actually had already applied to a university in New York City, which was Brooklyn College, earlier in the year before I decided not to do England, but I knew that I needed a plan B. So literally with like 3 weeks planning, I just went ahead and went to the college in New York versus going to the school again in England, and it was actually a really great choice, like a really great decision. And when I got to New York, I was like, you know what, I can live this New York lifestyle. This is definitely for me. And the good thing is I like actually met my husband right away. I met my friends, and I like really came into myself in New York. So I think that was actually always supposed to be my journey. However, you know, the idea of moving to Europe never left my mind. I knew that it was a life goal and I was going to achieve it somehow, some way. And it wasn't until I was like really in a relationship with my husband that I realized, like, wait a second, I've completely manifested my life. Like, I married a European. I could move to Europe. And it's so funny that I didn't think about that until I was already in the midst of it. So yeah, we were in New York together for, I don't even know, like a year, 2 years, and we decided that we were actually just gonna move to Sweden. So this was back in 2012. So yes, I have already moved to Europe, and it's actually one reason why I got pregnant as well, and I can talk about that another time in another video. But I did get pregnant in 2012 because we decided to move to Sweden, and I knew in Sweden life kind of revolves around having kids. Like having kids does not like mess up your life plans there. So anywho, we got to Sweden in 2012, and we only lasted for like less than 6 months. I was pregnant, I was hormonal, I was extremely homesick. And it's so funny, like I did not expect to be homesick. Like I just never really cared that much about this place. But when I got there, and even though I made friends and I was making strides, I was a little depressed. So, and sure enough, my husband was as well. So we made the decision to come back to the States. And instead of going back to New York, we decided to come to LA because at the time I had health insurance through my dad. And of course, that's another big girl decision I had to make. And since my husband had never really lived there, been there, he came for the wedding, that was it. We decided to move here and we've been here ever since. So it's been 5 years here in LA, and of course, we've always known that we would move back to Sweden. That's honestly how I've been able to survive here in LA for so long. Such a great city, and it's much better now than when I left it. And you know, but growing up here, I think you just become jaded, and I don't like the LA lifestyle. And it's for some people, it's just not for me. So now that my son is 4.5, actually beyond 4.5, he will be 5 in January, we decided that now would be the time to move back to Sweden because school for them starts at 6, and we want him to have a good year to get used to the whole Swedish system and language and people and culture, etc. So the last time I was there, I made friends, which was great. I'm actually still friends with them all, and I learned the language. Well, I learned a little bit of the language. So I actually do speak basic Swedish, and I've been lucky because my husband only speaks to my son in Swedish, so I've been able to retain everything that I've previously learned, that and with Rosetta Stone. So I'm going in now having like experience. We've traveled to Sweden a lot. You know, I have basic knowledge of the language and the culture, and I have friends there. We already have, you know, my husband's family. So it's like, I'm not really starting from scratch, which makes it a little bit easier to transition. And since I am in such a precarious like mental state, I definitely am glad that I have these things already set in place, because I am definitely afraid of becoming just super low again like I was last time. The thing is, my mindset is different than last time, but you know, the good thing is, you know, I can go and see a therapist there, and you know, there's a lot of just fun stuff, and you know, I have this now, which is a good outlet. So honestly, I'm just super hopeful. So yeah, I don't know what else I can say about this other than I'm really excited about the changes this is gonna make for me or for my lifestyle. The fact that I'll get to travel more all throughout Europe, which obviously is a dream. So I wanted to move to Europe because I wanted to travel throughout Europe for like next to nothing. Also, just like having a little bit more of a minimalist lifestyle. For us, we're gonna be starting over, which is super exciting. Again, there's the whole family aspect. I do have family here. Again, I was born and raised in Los Angeles, so my family is here, but I don't really have a close-knit family, and my husband does, and my son will have cousins all around his age. He has 5 cousins over there that are all around his age. So he'll get to grow up with that close-knit like cousin family that I actually had growing up. So I'm actually really excited for this, and I'm excited about, you know, all the content I can create for my YouTube channel as well, and like all of the opportunities this will bring for me. So I really do think that this is going to be such a great move for me personally, as well as for my family. So yeah, I'm honestly super excited. It's also like crunch time right now, and because we're literally moving in October. So mid-October, I'm going to be in Sweden. So if you can imagine, like I have a whole apartment worth of stuff to get rid of, you know, bills to settle, debts to settle, you know, notices to give. There's like so much, and we've done some things, but there's still a lot to do. So what I want your help with is, I'm thinking about starting a new channel, and I know I don't even post a lot on this channel, but I think that with this new channel I can talk a lot more about moving to Sweden, that whole process, and kind of just making it a little bit more vlog style, just about like my everyday life, and not necessarily about fashion or design or whatever, just literally like my life and moving and meeting new friends and just like literally just kind of vloggy, if you will. So tell me if you think that's a good idea. I do think that that's going to be easier for me to maintain and be consistent with versus this channel where I actually have to sit down, make the time, and you know, there's a lot. I literally get in my own way because I just want things to be perfect, etc. But I actually won't be working when I'm in Sweden, so unless something comes up last minute. So hopefully that'll give me time to just create content. Like, what else am I gonna do in Sweden? So let me know what you think. Let me know if I should start a new channel where I'm focusing more on like the move and like my lifestyle, family, and all that kind of stuff, and then have this channel just be like for all my fashion, interior design, and lifestyle stuff. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you think about that. I feel like I'm just talking a lot and this is boring, it's so monotonous, but so I'm just gonna log off now. I will see you guys next time. Bye.